Oh, 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 oh. Gotta make that noise every time I hear the PlayStation 1 boot. Boot sound. So anyways, I'm sorry. This is Medal of Honor, 1999. And this is a game that back in the day, I didn't really appreciate. I think I rented it. I think I tried to play it. Couldn't really get into it. I have a feeling at the time I probably didn't have a dual analog, dual shock controller yet. And, well, we'll just get into it because this game, looking back at it with perspective,
I'm Colonel Hargrove from the...
this game is absolutely fucking outstanding. What it was going for, the realism it pulled off, the graphics, the level design, this game is fucking epic. It's so good. And it's just so cool to me that this game went from, like, I don't give a fuck about it. It's, like, I thought this game was garbage when I first played this back in the day. And, you know, this went from, like, a generic shooter I don't give a fuck about to this is outstanding. And what they were going for the time, this is just so good on so many levels. Again, this is PS1. This is 1999. This is, like, many years before Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty came out in, like, 2002. Something like that. Which, looking back at it, I didn't realize, like, this game was so many years ahead of Call of Duty. Like, I thought, okay, well, if this game came out in, like, 1999, then whatever. Call of Duty came out in, like, 2000. No, I'm pretty sure Call of Duty came out in 2002? Maybe even 2003? It doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like this was that many years ahead of it. And what we were going for here, this game was directed by Steven Spielberg, coming off of Saving Private Ryan, right? So he was really into World War II, and obviously he did Saving Private Ryan, and then he did Band of Brothers. I don't know if that came out after this. But yeah, this game is directed by Steven Spielberg. Okay, big whoop. But they're going for realism in a way I don't know we had seen on console yet. Maybe on PC, but on console? And realism in many ways. Like, yes, this is still a video game. You know, I can take many shots, and all I have to do is pick up a health pack, and I'm fully healed. Like, yes, it's a video game. It's not a combat simulator. But in terms of the level design, the story, full 3D weapons, full 3D enemies. I got my M1 Garand here, 30-06. It holds 8 shots. Just like the real thing. These controls are very strange. It is dual analog stick, but they hadn't quite got it figured out yet. The left stick goes like forward and back like you would expect, but it looks left and right, which normally that would be on the right stick. The right stick does your strafe and looking up and down. So I don't know, at first this feels very strange, but then you gotta remember, this is early dual analog stick first person shooter. This is PS1. The DualShock just came out. Again, the DualShock came out in 1998. This game came out in 1999. Think of the popular first-person... Got stuck on the boxes here. Think of the popular first-person shooter games of the time. GoldenEye, you know? One analog stick. So they were figuring things out. For sure. But once you get used to it... R2 brings up your crosshair. and then you got to use X to shoot. I'm looking at I'm looking at an Xbox controller, so like for me it's A. I got to remember this would be a PlayStation controller. So it's X is shoot, square is reload. Will also open doors. Triangle is jump, and circle is change weapons. You can also use L and R1 to strafe. So you can use the the right analog stick to strafe, or you can use L and R1. Now, I think when I first played this game, again, I don't think I had the dual shock controller yet. So the first time I played this, I would have been on just like the D-pad. And maybe partially that's why I didn't care for this game at the time. I think I had, you know... I don't know, I was in a mindset where at the time the PlayStation 1 was very obsolete. It had very much gotten beyond a point where it was showing its age. And yes, we could have much better graphics on... even the Dreamcast, I guess, technically was probably out at this time. I think by the time I rented this game, the Dreamcast was definitely out. I had played the Dreamcast. Again, I had PC, and I would have had games on PC that, you know, graphically would have been better than this. From a technical point of view. And, you know, again, maybe playing first-person shooters on a PC, keyboard and mouse, and then going to a PlayStation 1 controller D-pad. Yeah, I didn't like this game at all when I rented it. And didn't think much of it. But yet now, with perspective, looking back at this, 1999... fallen in love with the level design, and you know, the graphics from an artistic point of view. Which, I mean, it's just cobblestone and different stone walls and you know, busted up buildings here, and I'm pulling this off again on a PS1 at the end of its lifespan. Technically speaking, this probably wasn't impressive at the time, but it is impressive for a PS1 game. This looks and runs really well for a PS1 game. Now, again, I'm playing it on an emulator, so I don't know. Like, is this running better than maybe it did on the real thing? I'm not too sure. I want to say probably not. You know, if this was running at 30 frames per second on the PS1, I assume it's running at 30 frames per second here. But again, I don't think I had the dual shock controller yet. So I wasn't playing this with the analog sticks. Where am I supposed to go? I don't know where I'm supposed to go. This is where I came from. This is definitely where I came from. I passed this truck. And you can't open some doors, I know this. I'm pretty sure it's square. The same button to reload. It really seems like I should be able to open this door, but I guess not. But we can go around, I guess, here. Did I not try this already? Okay, little... So, L, if I didn't mention it, L2 toggles between standing and lying down. On a controller where the L2 and R2 are triggers, that does seem a little bit weird, but of course remember, the DualShock 1, your L2 and R2 were still bumper style. Didn't have triggers yet. So, again, everything in perspective. This game is just so good. I think it looks so good. And, oh, okay. Didn't quite see that at first. But yeah, having realistic weapons, you know, M1 Grand here, 8 shots on your M block clip. That's accurate. And I don't know, maybe I didn't appreciate that accuracy at the time. I wasn't really into guns yet. I wouldn't have known what an M1 Grand was. I had seen Saving Private Ryan, and I really liked that movie. And maybe that kind of got me into this, like, history a little bit more at the time. But yeah, I don't think I would have, like, appreciated the realism of the weapons. Again, it's still a video game. Still a video game, but there's an attempt at realism here in level design and in the weapons. And obviously, like, the story and the enemies and everything. So there's level 1. Triumph. Again, I love the art style in between levels with the posters and the, what do you call it, propaganda posters or whatever. So there we go. I did excellent with a 87% hit accuracy. Preferred weapon, the M1 Grand. Well, it's the only weapon that I have right now, I think. Technically, the grenades. We can save. I was playing this a little bit earlier today, so I might have a save game here. I'm not sure. But this is basically the first time that I played this game since I rented it. And again, when I rented this game, I don't know. Like, I don't remember. Didn't really, like, stick with me. I can't say that I didn't like it. I just don't really remember. Didn't stick with me. I didn't think it was amazing or anything. But again, looking back at it now with perspective, knowing that this came out years before before Call of Duty, and like, I really liked Call of Duty when it came out. I downloaded, like, the demo on PC and was just blown away by everything about it. But, like, this is just as impressive on almost every level. 3 or 4 years prior on a on a PS1. The fact this is on a PS1 makes it so much more impressive now. And perhaps that's why I didn't like it at the time. Again, I was in this mindset at the time that the PS1 is so obsolete. It's so showing its age now. And I mean, it's true. The PS1 was well, technically it came out in Japan in 1994, I think, right? North America in 1995, so I mean, it was still 4 years old to us at the time, and it was 4 years where a lot changed. 3D acceleration on PC. I mean, the Dreamcast came out in 1999. That was your... You went from PS1 to Dreamcast in 4 years. And... yeah, again, I was just in that mindset at the time. We're like, oh, this is a PS1 game. It looks like crap. It controls like crap. And again, I was probably playing this with a D-pad, coming from playing FPS games on a PC where I had keyboard and a mouse. But now, again, with perspective, understanding that this game came out a year after the DualShock controller, and this was really early dual stick FPS. I don't know if this was the first dual stick FPS, but definitely early times for dual stick FPS, and again, they hadn't quite got it quite figured out yet. But again, it's also funny that the Dreamcast came out in 1999, well, 1998 in Japan, and still only had one analog stick on it. So, I mean, Really, it wasn't until PS2 where I think the idea of playing FPS games dual analog stick style really became the norm. But, like, I just love everything about this game. In terms of the levels and the level design and the art style. It's not really an art style. Again, it's recreating photorealism for the time, at least, of how, you know, these old French towns, or wherever we are right now, would have looked with all the stonework and everything. Yeah, okay. I do have a submachine gun now. I'm not so familiar with the German guns as I am the Allied weapons. Right? Like the Allies would have had the Thompson M1 Tommy gun and the grease gun. I'm not as familiar with what the German stuff is called. This is a German submachine gun that I picked up off one of the enemies. My accuracy is going to go to shit using this compared to the M1 Garand. It's a little bit more spray and pray here. If I'm worried about my accuracy number at the end of the level, it doesn't really matter. This is so fucking good. I can't believe how much I love this now. Because I just really... Oh, I should throw a grenade. I've never used the grenades yet. Oh my god, that didn't go far. What was that? And it also took way too long to go off. Go back to the M1 Garand. Okay, we're gonna play this game. Wait for the repetitive AI to just keep popping up in the same spot, and yet somehow I'm not hitting them. Okay. And that guy took, I mean, a hell of a lot of shots from a 30-06. How many shots dead center of mass from a 30-06 does it take to put you down? The answer is 1. Okay, health pack. Let's switch back to the submachine gun just for fun. Oh, there's a guy up there. Not anymore. What made me think of this game? So, I just started playing this game today. After only having played it when I rented it. Which, again, might have been 99, 2000. And hadn't really thought of this game since, other than, it's just your generic war shooter game. And again, look, I loved Call of Duty when it came out. And again, in my mind now, it's like this game and Call of Duty, like I knew this game came out first. But again, I thought this game came out, if this game came out in 1999, it was like, okay, well, Call of Duty came out in 2000. But again, Call of Duty was like 2002, 2003. Like, this is so many years ahead of the game, just in general. Not just Call of Duty, but realistic first-person shooter war games in general. Look at this. This looks so fucking good. I love it. Fuck, I love what they've created here. These textures are so good. And again, although on a technical level for their time, they might not have been amazing, because this was on PS1 in 1999, but this was on PS1. Looking back at it now, it's like, this was on fucking PS1. This looks so incredible. There's such a variety in textures and the lighting. And again, just today is when I played this. For the first time since having played it, since renting it back in the day. And my impression of this game just went from meh to the holy fucking shit. This is fucking awesome. So yeah, what made me even think of this game? What made me even think of coming back and checking this out was, honestly, it was like a Stop Skeletons from Fighting video with Derek, talking about, I didn't even remember, it was Medal of Honor Underground on, like, GBA or something? One of those things where it's like an overly ambitious port, I guess. But I don't know, it's just him mentioning, like, Medal of Honor, you know, came out on PS1, and he was trying to be, like pretty realistic. And, like, Steven Spielberg was involved, and I was like, oh, yeah, Medal of Honor, yeah, okay, PS1, yeah, okay, that was pretty ambitious, yeah, oh, well, dual analog shooter at the time. Yeah, I don't know, it just made me think, like, I should check this game out. Now that I have the perspective. And, like, holy fuck. Am I ever so glad I did. For a second there, I thought I'd, like, gone in a giant circle. I was like, I've been here before. But nah, this is not the same area. Two guys. Be a good time to use a grenade. But I don't like the way he throws them. Oh, that was like a little bit better, but you know, they obviously haven't thought of like holding and having an arc where you can like choose your arc to throw the grenade. This was like way before that. Go back to the submachine gun. I've only got 18 rounds left though. Spray and pray, baby. Spray and pray. Better go back to the M1 Garand. I'm like barely actually using the right stick. It took me a while. So again, I started playing this earlier today, just to get used to the controls and everything, which took a bit, especially with the dual analog stick, and being so different than what we're used to now. But then I realized L1, and you could also use L1 and R1 to strafe, because again, I was using the right stick. But now that I've like come back to it, I realized I'm not really using the right stick. I'm just using the left stick and L and R1 to strafe. And that you really only need the right stick when you need to like look up or down. can preemptively load what's on an M1 Garand. I'm pretty sure you have to empty the clip. So like if I took 2 shots and I have 6 shots in the magazine, I can't just top up 2 rounds. I would have to take the clip out that has 6 rounds left in it and load in a new clip with 8. So I had the weird M block clips that loaded into the magazine. Technically, that's an internal magazine, and you load in by clip. So, yeah, a little different there. It's a little hard to top up, as he's doing here. But again, it's a video game. You know, we don't even get like the distinctive ping sound when the M1 Garand fires its last shot and it ejects the M block clip out. The empty clip is just like a lightweight, thin steel kind of piece, and it makes a distinctive ping sound that we're all probably familiar with from video games now. But this doesn't really make the ping sound. So again, they're going for realism, but Alright, this is level 3, the sewers. I'm going to leave it off here. Level 3, it's, again, you're in the sewers, and it's, you know, visually speaking, it's not as impressive as the first 2 levels that we just saw, so I won't make you watch that. But, yeah, there we go. I can't believe how fast. I've never turned full circle on a game so fast. Gone from the game is just like, honestly, I don't want to say crap, but I kind of did feel that way. The way this game looked and the way I felt that it played on a D-pad and the way I remembered it playing was probably even worse than it actually did. But I remembered it. In my mind, this game played terribly. In my mind, this game played terribly. And again, I didn't have the perspective. Looking back at this and what they were doing for 1999 on a PS1, this is absolutely epic. It's so good. It looks so good. It plays really well. Again, the dual analog, the dual stick controls take a little bit of getting used to because it's different than what became the norm. But again, this was 1999. This was very early days for dual stick, dual analog first-person shooter. Right? And yeah, this game. This is the best first-person shooter on the PS1 in my book that I've played. It's just so good. Like I said, I'm gonna leave it here. As far as the video goes, I'm gonna keep playing, but I cannot overemphasize how freaking good this is. It looks amazing. Yeah, I just did not appreciate it. I did not appreciate it when it came out. In my mind, how it controlled got worse and worse and worse. So like my memory of looking back at it and thinking it controlled really, really badly when it doesn't. And the fact that in my mind, thinking like, okay, this came out in 99, Call of Duty came out in 2000, and Call of Duty was like so much better in every way. In my mind, that's how I was remembering it. But again, this came out many, many years before Call of Duty, and this is so good for its time. It's so good for a PS1 game. It looks good, it runs good, it does control really well with dual analog stick. You do have to take some getting used to, but again, you can also use L and R1 to strafe. It's such a good game. Anyways, absolutely check this one out. Play it any way you can. Again, this is Duck Station emulation. And like I said at the beginning of the video, when it comes to PS1 games, I'd rather just play them on an emulator. Sorry, but even if it's just faster load times, less distortion in texture perspective correction stuff, and better resolution and all that. Now I'm playing with like a CRT kind of like shader on here, so I got like the scan lines, and I like the way this looks. It's not making it look like too modern or too high resolution. It still looks low resolution, but as if you had like the cleanest possible, like, you know, RGB or something coming off of a PS1, with better texture correction, perspective correction stuff. So I don't know, it's just the way I'm going to play it, and certainly the way I would prefer to play it, but it's still a PS1 game at the end of the day. And again, I don't think it's really running like that much better on the emulator than it would on the real system, but I could be wrong. Let me know if you've got if you have this game for PS1. I don't have a PS1 with a mod chip, and I don't own this game, so it's not like even if I wanted to put this in my PS1 and check it out, I could. But yeah, like I said, I don't think it's necessarily running better just because it's on an emulator. Again, I'm assuming it's supposed to run at 30 frames per second, and that's what we're getting here. But nonetheless, looks amazing. Controls are actually amazing. I gotta say, the controls are really good. Again, early dual analog stick. It's different. Takes a little bit of getting used to. But the fact it's a PS1 game and it is dual analog first-person shooter, it shows you that how ahead of its time it was. And it just, only because things changed and we got used to a certain way, that coming back to it now, it's a little weird at first. But, and honestly, I didn't even check. Maybe you can go into the options and change that and actually set it up so normally the right stick would look left and right instead of strafe, and the left stick would strafe. So maybe you can swap that in the options. Not sure, didn't check. But I guess regardless, it's so ahead of its time in many ways, and it just looks incredible. So I can't believe how fucking much of a 180 I did on this game. And yeah, check it out, play it. It's awesome. See ya.